And the Legion, they turn up here in numbers. Not the biggest crowd you've ever seen today. A glorious day, as we said, on the Gold Coast. I dare say a couple of swinging voters might have headed to the beach as opposed to the football, but they've got some power in this forward pack. David Fafita certainly can light up any crowd, and well, this fella, he might be the best medal forward in the game.
Yeah, what a leader he is. Last week against the Melbourne Storm, he ran for 191 metres. He had a dig, didn't he? Big Tino. But have a look at their other forwards. Fodawaker is back in. Fafita, you already mentioned. Jolliffe, those sort of guys. The Dogs with the worst defence in the league. They'll have to be strong through the middle, because these guys will take you on if they're fair income.
That they will. In charge today, congratulations to Casey Badger, along with Belinda Sharp, taking charge of an NRL game today this weekend for the first time. She looks proud as punch and ready for action here as well, off the back of many games as a sideline official, 161 in fact, in 43 games in the bunker. As the video review official, she's in charge today for the first time. Congratulations, Casey. A proud moment, and plenty of supporters in the crowd for her as well, including Gavin. Great to see him here supporting on Casey this afternoon. We're underway on the Gold Coast. It's the first of two men's games on the Sunday ticket. Sharks and the Raiders to follow this one, and no Fodawaker. The father, the birth of a child last week, taking the first carry, back in the lineup today. And here is David Fafita, who'll play it just inside the 20. Slow play the ball. Fafita there, looking to the referee, saying there's been a penalty coming my way. Casey disagreed. Joe Stimson in the starting side, and a few changes for the Gold Coast. The rock in the lock forward role is this man, Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. Cruz leaning at dummy half. Chris Randall, who has, as Jim Lenihan told us, an AC joint problem with his shoulder, so he misses their final game in 2023. Comes back here to Tom Weaver. Charge down there. The ball, well, in fact, the headgear came off Reed Marnie. I thought for a moment it was the ball. It was Marnie's headgear.
Oh, what a competitor he is. Reed Marnie, a great chase. A good start there. They get the penalty too. So pick the ball up in an offside position there.
Well, what a collision this was. Oh, straight into his melon. I thought the ball ricocheted to the ground. It was his headgear.
It's the same colour anyway. The ball with the sponsorship on it. Reed Marnie averages 38 tackles a week. He misses a few, but I'll tell you what, you'd love to have competitors in your football side like Reed.
That's quite an impact blocker to have your headgear come flying off like that. That was like Les Davidson hitting Peter Kelly in a scrum.
I remember it.
And Pete Kelly's headgear coming flying off. You thought his head had been removed. Here's Thompson. Now the Bulldogs with a chance. An unorthodox way to get possession and be inside the 20. Want to set the tone for an unusual Sunday here. Burton will fend, taking on the likes of Leeming on this right edge. They're only a couple of metres out. Marnie waits. He's okay. That's the good thing. Here is Kikau. Awkward pass to handle. I think he lost it. And Casey Badger, with the help of the sideline official, saw that as well.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to change his hand to get the ball out in front. He's just trying to charge. Some good defence there. You'd want to be on song early in the game like that. Kick out straight onto the halfback there. Weaver. The troops came and they stopped him close to the line. Kick out with the first error for the Bulldogs.
The pass was just a fraction low for him. He was comfortable in trying to catch it. Contact forcing it loose. So the Titans survived that moment where, wow, spread here from inside their own 10 off the scrum. Foran's pass hit the deck. Was a touch by a Bulldog? Yes, it was. There will be the zero tackle there, but it's an adventure from the Titans. Perhaps that's a shot across the bow of the Bulldogs, saying we're going to play footy from anywhere on the paddock. Let's go downstairs to the sideline and Corey Parker.
As we see a little error come up here from the Titans, Warren. And yes, it's a great attacking style of football here. The conditions are perfect, 23 degrees and glorious Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to everyone out there. As now they go down the short side. We're both teams looking to throw the ball around. Defence hasn't been their strong suit, but for both these sides looking to finish on a bit of a high. I think we might get a little bit of football here this afternoon, gentlemen.
It sure looks that way, doesn't it, Corey? Given what we've seen here, Avarillo jumping out, the ball knocked down by Lofi Khan Pereira. He'd have moonwalked his way to the try line had he come up with that pass, the speed that he possesses. I think we've set the tone already, Blocker.
Yeah, both sides just trying to move that football around. A couple of errors early. Pereira would have been off and away to tap that ball up into the air. A couple of touches early from Avarillo playing in the centres here this afternoon.
Now Thompson goes towards the post, pops it out the back. Liam Knight is there, tries to fend away from Foran. Fafita comes in, shuts him down as Marnie waits. There's Sexton, former Gold Coast Titan. He's enjoying his time by full-time back here at Seabus Super Stadium. Marnie trying to get across the top of Fa'asua Mala'awi, and now Kickow has put it down, trying to get back to his feet to play the ball. An unhappy start for Big Viliami.
Yeah, you got to roll out of the tackle here. Unfortunate not get a penalty here, the Bulldogs. Kickow trying to get up and play the ball quickly. Big Tino not rolling out, just caught in the dummy half area. That's the second error in a row there.
You can't plant the ball on the ground while you're still laying on the turf. And Fa'asua Malawi was wrapping him up around the legs. The referee said that was okay, given the nature of the tackle that was made. And the responsibility was Kickow's to play it correctly. We've had a number of changes of possession. This end of the field. We'll see if Titans can get through a set. First off here, after their initial set was charged down by Reid Marnie on Weaver's kick. Here is Tino. Headed towards Sexton. Grabs him around the legs. Avarillo is there also. And they stop him just inside the 40 from Fafita. Comes to Keanu Keeney. Starting side today in this reshuffled lineup. AJ Brimson moving into the back line proper. A kick here from Kelly. Khan Pereira. Well, he had a chance to come up with the ball there. It looked like he just backed off at the last moment, with Hayes Perham coming up with it for the Dogs.
Yeah, Perham did well too to attack the ball. Just the bounce straight away, and off he went. When the attack now over the halfway line. And the Doggies, let's see what sort of game they're going to play. They've tried to go to Kickow early in this game. He's made a couple of errors on that left-hand side.
Marnie waits here to play the ball from Corey Waddell. Ryan Sutton back in the neck problem. Here is Kickout running towards Weaver, who's been courageous. His appearances so far, the 2 games he has played, his defence has been a real feature of his play. Good tackle there. And now Kinney under the ball. Plenty of Dogs there waving arms. Tapped backwards. Fa'asua Mala'awi has it. Now there's a whistle.
I'll tell you what, he broke in the stride pretty quickly too. Big Tino.
Knock on Titans. Tino.
The players putting a bit of pressure on Casey there.
Challenge. No, challenge over. Over here.
Time's up for the challenge. Casey Badger right on top of things. Here is Kinney again. Maybe off his right arm, and then touched by a Bulldog, which constitutes a knock-on. And certainly Tino, while he thought he was away, there's a bit of a nick there on the finger with a bit of blood flowing. But it would have been a fascinating foot race there to see how far Tino could go with the likes of Addo-Carr trying to track him down, no doubt. Sexton with the scrum feed. Avarillo up against Kelly. Good battle, that one. Avarillo off to the Dolphins in 2024. Kelly has re-signed to extend his time to stay here on the Gold Coast. So Waddell brings it back just outside the Titans 10. It's Knight in the middle of the field. Sutton running good line there. Chopped down only a metre or so out. 6 again is the call. Set restarts. Lamotti taps it backwards, and a second dig at it. It comes back to Addo-Carr, and it's play on here for the Bulldogs. Kick out. Here comes Marnie. Just take them on in the middle of the field. Leading him there was Fodawaker with some help from Fa'asuamala-Aui as Knight will feed it from dummy half. Burton to Sexton. Takes it to the line. Short ball there for Waddell. The pass was okay. Good tackle by Foran. Avarillo showing it. Nothing doing. Gives it to Marnie. He puts a kick in. Boy, that was an awful play.
He's just trying a little bit too hard, Marnie. I wish he'd get in the dummy half. Going out to the front rowers run there off the ruck there. A waste of a tackle. And then a poor kick on the end of it. Maybe he's guilty of trying too hard.
And when he does try too hard, Reed Marnie, invariably he gets a bit kick happy. If he gets the ball in a situation like that inside the 20, tackles up their sleeve there, he defaults to a kick in behind the line, and that was always going to turn over possession. It's a bit of a trait that he has. We'll see if we see it again throughout the afternoon. The Titans here play just short of the halfway line. Fodawaker taking it back into Bulldogs territory. They finally made it. With almost 10 minutes gone, their first chance at this end of the field. Weaver, Kenny, Brimson shut down there. Nice tackle. One around the legs was Alamotti. Juggle there. Hanging on to it only just was Shop. He was out here in this right wing to begin the game with Brimson playing inside him. Brimson doing the feeding for Weaver. Fa'asuamala-Aui. Stop. Good tackle there. They come up very quickly. Sutton and also Knight, and this is the last. Not many metres for the Titans in those last few tackles. Weaver's kick. Go down here to Perham, and he'll bring it back out to link up, as it turns out, with Blake Wilson. Steps past 2, 3, 4, 5. Taken down eventually by Foran. A great return.
Yeah, it certainly was. He was put under the pressure there from Perham, just passing the ball nice and flat-footed he was. He took off straight away. Good footwork there. He's been a find for them, Wilson. He has a dig. Always runs hard.
But in behind his own forwards, kicks through the line. Clean bowls, Keanu Kenny. He nutmegged him. Soccer terms. Brings it back. All sticking out a leg there was Addo Carr. Penalised for high contact as well is the call. Of course, you can use your leg in the tackle if you've made first contact with your hands or your arms. The penalty was for high contact here on the diminutive fullback. Just reached out there. You see the contact around the neck from the Fox.
Yeah, chasing pretty hard there, the Fox. Geez, that's a good kick downfield, that one. 50 metres.
He's been given a chance at the back end of the season here with Tanner Boyd out with a shoulder problem. The season came to an end a couple of weeks ago, and Weaver has impressed in the 7 jersey for Jim Lenihan and the Titans. Salimi, who's headed back to the Super League in 2024. He signed for 4 seasons with the Wigan Warriors. He links up here on this right-hand side with Stimson. Comes across to Cleese Haas. Up by Alamotti, kick out. Burton there also. They're just outside the 20. Looking for a chance inside the red zone for the first time. Weaver for Kinney. Good tackle by Liam Knight. Terrific legs tackle. Now Foran on the angle. Back through the middle. Nobody at home for the Bulldogs. And the old boy, the veteran, Kieran Foran, shows there's still some spring in those legs.
Well, he's wound the clock back 10 years there. Kieran Foran saw the opening, as good halves do, just looked up, saw the space back on the inside, and he took off straight away. First time they've been down here, really, the Titans. It was a nice, quick play the ball. Look at that. It was Knight who made a tackle just a little bit earlier. They just couldn't retreat. Good enough. Good footwork there from Foran. Look at him. Sees the goal line up in front. There's a great opening try there to Kieran Foran.
It was Ryan Sutton who was a defender, the defender just to the right-hand side of the play the ball, who was on his bike heading out. I think he had visions of it going to David Fafita, and he might have thought that the defence on that right edge needed some help, so he opened the door for this man to just pour straight through it, and it really was like turning back the clock for the 33-year-old.
Just a little bit wide there at that first defender. He spotted it straight away in behind the ruck there for him. Just took off. Shot for the conversion.
After the kicking duties from right in front here again today, he makes it 6 points to 0. First chance, they score points inside the 20, Corey.
And it was the old bull, as you mentioned, on the run there, Kieran Foran. He's done so much for this club, more so off the field in regards to what he's been able to do with his teammates. But on the field, he brings such a competitive streak about where he goes and how he goes. He's got normally finishes the game with quite a limp and a little bit slow, but out of the gun there, he was shot out. And Kieran Foran crossed for their first try.
A bit of a contrast there between what the Bulldogs showed at the other end of the field and the opportunities that they had in attack. Down the field. In one hand, Brett White riding shotgun in the coach's box.
Yeah, when your confidence is down, kick out with the 2 errors early and Reid Marnie with a poor kick. And the Bulldogs had all the field position. Okay, so the scoring.
Kick out, winding up in defence. The ball comes in his direction. It's Suamala Awi who has it, runs towards Sutton. Also Marnie there as Leeming looks back over his left shoulder, finds Foran. Cut out ball for Fifita showing it. Good work by Wilson to hold him up. And while he's still going for Fifita, they're going to bundle him into touch. Blake Wilson under pressure there, with one of the real monsters of the NRL heading towards him, and he was able to hold him up while the cavalry arrived.
Yeah, I thought he thought he was strong enough just to keep going here. Wilson did an amazing job. The troops came. Look at that, 4 in the tackle. Fifita just tried to keep himself in field, kept his legs moving. Been better off submitting to the tackle there. Stayed in the field of play, but good defence there from the Dogs on a big man.
Just the 11th game in the NRL for Blake Wilson, but he's been impressive on the wing. 5 tries in his 10 games before today. And some great defensive work there. And it's Liam Knight playing it just outside the 40. Still play the ball. Sexton gives it to Burton. An early kick. Here's Addo-Carr up against Kenny. An awful bounce for the fullback who recovered but knocked it on. I don't know that Burton had the radar working. The kick was too narrow for where he wanted it, I'm sure, but the bounce was terrible for Kenny.
Yeah, he just couldn't get there on time to get the ball on the full. It was a terrible bounce. The second bounce there, gets his hand on the football, Keeney. He did well to clean that up. Good shot there too. Just a cross-field kick early in the tackle count for Addo-Carr. Well, I might add, looks a lot fitter this week. He was hobbling a lot last week in that game against Manly.
They went down 42 points to 24 last week in their final home appearance of the season. The Fox wants the ball. At the moment, it's the big boys in the middle who have it. Ryan Sutton playing it. Here's Knight, Sexton now. First man option is Kikau again. He almost lost it there close to the line. Hangs on to it this time. Centimetres away as comes from Marnie. Sexton here showing it. Trying to get away from Stimson, who just wraps him up comprehensively. 4 plays gone. Marnie, little head fake. Comes back here to link up with the Englishman. Luke Thompson wrapped up 5 away. This is the last. Sexton now, rubbers into space off the chest there of Kenny. Boy, that was clever work there. Let the ball, which handcuffed him, bounce off his chest, wrap it up, and still stay in the field of play.
And he does things at 100 miles an hour. It's perfectly positioned there, Kenny. Just straight away onto the ball. It was a tough bounce too. Did well to handle it. And saves his team.
Replay again. Just using his body so well, the ball could have gone anywhere, but that's quite the skill. They'll wrap it up there and keep the Titans in possession. Last tackle here. It's a kick from deep inside their territory. Weaver under pressure there from Thompson. They're out to try and put pressure on the rookie halfback. Understandably, after an early scare with that charge down by Marnie, who all won in the head, he's been able to get the kicks away in time. Work it forward here, the Bulldogs, through Hayes Perrin. Sexton now. Just couldn't crack it for a start with Tanner Boyd, the preferred half here. Made that mid-season switch to the Bulldogs. see how he fares in 2024. Signed until the end of next season. As Marty comes across to the man in question, kicks towards the corner, needs to sit down, does exactly that. Kinney in that box in the corner of the field, wrapped up there, and a good chase by the kicker and also Reed Marnie. And the Bulldogs have got them under pressure here.
Yeah, you can take the pressure off Burton a little bit too for the Bulldogs. Sexton with a nicely placed kick. Just trapped the Titans in the corner. Good chase by Marnie again, always leads the way.
Fa'asuamaleaui. All out the back, a chance here for Leeming. Foran pushing up. Leeming gets away from the attempt to tackle. Now a long ball here comes out towards Aaron Schopp, who's playing on the wing. He gives it back to Cleese Haas. The Bulldogs can't wrap them up. Another offload. Kinney spinning away from Waddell. Titans thought there was high contact. The referee disagrees. Foran from sideline to sideline now. Back to Kelly on the far left. Brings it back to almost the halfway line, and this is the last. It'll be Weaver. He's poises himself, gets the kick away in time. The sun's still beaming down here at Cbus Super Stadium. Just a glorious Gold Coast afternoon. And the Titans on top midway through this opening half.
It's been a little bit of an arm wrestle so far. If the Dogs can cut out their errors when they're down on the line in the 20, they have plenty of football down there, just haven't been able to bother the scoreboard attendant yet. And there's a poor play the ball, just trying to get on with things a little bit too quickly there, Wilson. That's his first error. Tried to jump to his feet quickly. That's a poor play the ball.
Just loses the grip there before trying to play it back to Sexton. So the Titans are 1 for 1 as far as chances inside the 20. Cameron Serraldo watching on. There'll be a lot made, I guess, of what the result is today for the Bulldogs and the manner in which it comes about. But today really isn't the litmus test as the Titans go on the attack. Kelly here. Pass there which looks forward. Play on. And it's Kinney who has it 10 metres out. Leeming waits. 6 again is the call. Marnie hanging on to make sure the defensive line is set as far as Suamaleaui charges towards the uprights. That's King is out there off the bench for the Bulldogs in the middle of the field. Foran showing it. He's in for number 2. It's a rare day out here on the Gold Coast for Kieran Foran.
Well, he's in a running mood here this afternoon. He scored the first try in and behind the ruck. A legs tackle there. He took off again. The show and the go. Nice little dummy there from Foran. He gets a double. The second man play here. Watch the defence here of kick out. Overlooked, overchased. Marnie can't make the tackle. Foran's got that great knack of knowing when to run. Skips out of the Marnie tackle. After the mistake from the play the ball by Blake Wilson back up the other end. They got a 6 again. The Dogs haven't been able to hang on all year, let alone in this game. And they go back-to-back to Gold Coast.
That they do. It's the 5th time in the career of Kieran Foran. All 282 games of it now for the 33-year-old. Second time he scored a double. And there's plenty of time left in this game to add to the tally. But he grabbed one earlier in the year against the Eels back in round 10. He has 2 already here. We've still got 18 minutes remaining in this first half. Backing himself. Bulldogs going to sleep, taking their eyes off him, thinking he's going to be the ball player. And he says, no, I'm the ball runner. And scoring points as a result. Schopp again. From right beside the post this time. We'll make it 12 points to 0. The Titans over the Bulldogs, Corey Parker.
Yeah, we see there just Kieran Foran on the old ball. What a start to the game he has had for his Titans. But you got to say, I mean, the defence here, have a look through kick out and also Marnie. They've been caught in this position a number of times this season, just rocking out, not doing his job there from one of the experienced players in kick out. Really poor.
Yeah, you're right. Since he returned from the pec muscle injury, he's been exposed a number of times and invariably on that inside shoulder as well. Viliami Kikau, his reads in defence haven't been great since his return. And I was mentioning a moment ago about today not really being a litmus test for the Bulldogs because after a week from hell, the developed Belmore HQ. It's more about what happens in the pre-season for 2024 and beyond that, 2025. They're getting some new troops, of course, for next season, but today's result doesn't mean a lot in the greater scheme of things.
Well, Kickout made the decision very easy there for Foran. He just turned out straight away. As soon as you turn out like that, you run. You take the man with the ball. He's the most important bloke. Marnie just couldn't close the gap back on the inside. That put pressure on Marnie. It's not really his fault. It's Kickout's. Trying to preempt where the ball's going to go rather than taking the ball carry.
The defence is very much a team game as far. Suamala-Aui plays it here short of the 40. Leeming feeds it back to Weaver again. Thompson out to try and get him. He's really putting the pressure on. Weaver standing his ground and getting good kicks away. Perrin, who can dance, certainly can run. A bit of a lightning rod for opinion from the Bulldogs fans in 2023. Some heavy criticism mid-season against the Newcastle Knights when they put on 66. It was a dark afternoon at home for the Bulldogs. A win that was the first of 9 straight for Newcastle. What a run that has been. Absolutely remarkable. Waddell will play it here for Canterbury. And it's Marty who comes back to King. With the shoulder there of Suamala-Aui. It'll be a 3-man tackle and a slow play the ball at the end of the set. With an end-over-end kick. Goes out towards Aaron Schopp. Had a little look to see who was charging towards him. It was Alamotti, but Schopp was able to make the catch. And the Titans begin here inside their 10. Yellow Kinney got away from the advancing Luke Thompson. Stopped there still. 10 out from his own line. Jamin Jolliffe off the bench today. A little switch there from Jim Lenahan. 11th game that his coach is the interim coach for the Titans before Des Hasler takes over next year. And now an early kick from Weaver. Goes down the short side, bounces awkwardly there for Perham. We'll bring it back. A 2-man chase to begin with. Now Jolliffe is there with Foran. They wrap him up at the Bulldogs 30.
It just goes to show what a competitor he is, Big Tino. 9 carries already for 81 metres. I think, you know, you just sit back on your heels a little bit, but not him. Great competitor. He's a leader. He's had a great start to the game. I know Foran scored the couple of tries, but it's been on the back of Tino's power running through the middle.
Ockenbaugh now also out there as both teams go to their bench with their middle third rotation. It's Luke Thompson who's come from the field. They're chasing out, putting pressure on Tom Weaver. Now a ball off the hands of Marty, knocked on by Ockenbaugh. Initially backwards from the dummy half, but Ockenbaugh, fresh man on the field, can't gather it. It'll be the Titans who have it here. Clock running. And the Titans to get possession.
Do you think you would have scooped that one up? Just coming onto the field, Ockenbaugh didn't warm up good enough.
He came in for
the bend down there.
Came in for plenty of praise earlier on after making the transition from the outside backs to being a middle forward for Cameron Ciraldo here in his first season in charge of the Bulldogs. I guess everybody's form has plateaued or off the other side of the plateau, to be fair, in this run towards the end of the season. Promising start for them. They won 3 of their first 5, the Bulldogs. They beat the Melbourne Storm no less in round 2, but they've won just 4 of 18 after round 5. The Titans here playing. Back in Dogs territory, Weaver to the line. Kinney there for Grimson. Yes. Right centre roll today, loses it. Quick by kick out, gives it off there to Burton. And the changeover has the Bulldogs beginning here at the halfway line.
Well, they've had their problems in the first half too. I know they lead 12 points to 0, but 6 errors here from the Titans, both sides. Completions hasn't been one of the high points here for them. No one's really settled down yet. It's only been that couple of tries from Foran. The Bulldogs have had more of the field position.
Here they are again. It's Burton. Hands it off for kick out. Runs towards Suamala-Aui. Also involved was Haas. As Marnie looks back towards Sexton. To the line. Grubbers Ball was trying to push through. There was some contact. Casey Badger says that was all okay. And then Kinney, after a little bobble, kept his head, rounds it up as Khan Pereira races back here to be stopped just outside the Titans 10.
You just try to catch him out a little bit there early in the tackle count with a grubber kick. Ball, he just got checked on the way through. It's an easy reception now for the Titans to get the ball back here. They've made another error.
Well, it is humid on the Gold Coast here this afternoon, and both teams battling with their handling, possibly as a consequence.
Well, have a look at that. Tackled in the opposition 18 times for the Bulldogs. Just someone needs to take control. A few comments a little bit earlier about Burton. Just sit back and kick. Got to run the ball, put some pressure on. And we've also got to complete a little bit better. But they've had plenty of opportunities in the first half.
Jim Lenahan on the walkie-talkie. Matt Burton moving to left centre with his scrum play, and here he is with Alamotti in there at first receiver. We've loved to have seen Burton get some more early ball there off the scrum win and do what he does so well. Let's see where he lines up in 2024. Now a chance for Sexton. It's right edge. Perham showing it. Avarillo, though, cutting back towards the middle. So Perham hangs on to it, wondering where his right centre disappeared to. Sexton gives it to King. He was met there by Jolliffe. Got the ball away. Marnie was able to hang on to it. No. It was ruled to have been a knock-on in the contact there on King.
He's a good player, Jolliffe. Coming off the bench here this afternoon. Always rolls the sleeves up with some great charges. It'll be interesting to see what Desi Hasler can do with him. He's improved out of sight. Great front-on hit here on a bigger man.
Just picking up the ball there. I thought Marnie might have just grabbed it before it hit the turf, but it did come off his right hand and make contact with the grass. Hence the knock-on as the Titans win the scrum. Now they're under pressure. They go wide off the scrum, and it gave Kickow the chance to wind up and really ask a question there of Aaron Schott. There's Keanu Kenny being frog-marched back towards his own line as well. Bit of a response here from the Bulldogs. Found some starts in this set to begin with. Akasua Mala'awi. It's the hard carry, pops it out the back as well. And the Titans are off the hook in this set. Dogs have done well with the offload. It's the Titans away as Jolliffe shows it. Comes towards Waddell. And just like that, they're back within range of the 40 as the Waker. He takes a carry. The back of being on tackle 3, still inside their own 10. They're back in Bulldogs territory. 3 big plays right there. Weaver with a kick. Goes down to Addo-Carr. Well, put the foot down there. Brimson right on his grill there to make the tackle with the help of Cleese Hucks.
The good thing for the Doggies, they were able to dominate the first couple of tackles, which you've got to try and do when teams are coming off their own line. But then Big Tino with the offload, and off they went. They got up over the halfway line.
Ockenbaugh to play it here. As Perham in goal of the set takes a carry, looking for a quick play the ball, but they'll hold him off the ground and slow things down. Nice work by the Titans. But Moran is out there, takes a run. Taking over for Ryan Sutton in the middle of the field. Sexton puts it high in the air. Burton looking for it, looking into the sun. Tom Weaver comes up with it. Good grab under pressure there.
Well, that's a young player with plenty of confidence now. A few games into his NRL career, attack the ball there. That's mine. Well done there from the young fella.
Really like the way he's gone about his work in just game number 3 again today. Well, they struggled over the past couple of weeks, quite obviously, the Gold Coast Titans, as they fall out of contention, quite obviously, in recent times, but he's been good. Kick here is deep and pressure on Perham, who kept it in play and then says no trouble, everything's under control here. It was a good kick and a deep one once again by the Gold Coast, and Perham, he was up against the boundary rope there trying to keep it in from going for 4.
He's trying to do everything, just kept the ball back in the further play there. Kieran Foran going for the 40-20. Here's the Fox.
He rounds Aaron Schott. He would like that matchup. Runs towards Kinney, steps in back on the inside. Weaver's there, had a crack at him. The Fox beats everybody. Tremendous run by Josh Addo-Carr. Just way too much speed there for Aaron Schott. It's a real mismatch. And Schott was always at some stage going to be under pressure in this game. With an early shift to Addo-Carr, and the old Fox, he unseats him quite convincingly there.
Yeah, it was only the bounce of the ball a little bit earlier. They just shift the ball straight away in their own half. Look at the Fox, the speed. He's still got plenty of work to do here. Weaver comes to try and make the tackle. Great fend. Fends away. Schott can't go with him. There's Big Tino arriving a little bit too late, but the Fox, great to see him striding out. As I said, well, he had a little bit of a leg problem last week. Not the case here. Still had plenty to do. And what a try. Get them back into the game. Some individual brilliance. Shifting the ball in their own half. Long range try to the Dogs.
The Bulldogs are on the board. It's taken 34 minutes. They've had plenty of chances inside the 20 for no result, but they score a long ranger with a pure speed. Oh, Tom Weaver here. A problem with the nose, got a nasty gash on the cheekbone as well. We'll take a look at that again. I'm guessing it was in the collision where he was fended off by Addo-Carr and then lunged himself at him, and he might well have caught the boot of the Fox, trying to drag him down from behind. Burt with the kicking duties to try and drag it back to 6 the difference. Which, if they could hold it there, trailing by just a converted try at half-time. Not too bad about things, the Bulldogs, given the 2 easy tries they've conceded at the other end of the field to Kieran Foran. Speeding past Corey Parker was the Fox.
There's no greater sight in rugby league when you see Josh Addo-Carr come past you at Mach 1 speed. He really got the Bulldogs back into the game. We see here Weaver just lunging and cops the boot of Josh Addo-Carr right to the nose area. He's left the field with a HIA. I'll bring you up to speed there, but he was cut in a couple of different spots off the boot there from Josh Addo-Carr.
Well, he might have copped both boots, as it turns out. The right, then the left. The heel flicking up there, the left boot of Addo-Carr doing damage to the nose and also the cheekbone for Tom Weaver. It's a great shame for the young halfback. The Dogs are on the board. See what they've got here in the 5.5 minutes remaining before the break. Titans are reshuffled quite obviously. Kieran Foran has moved to play at right centre. Jay Brimson for the moment, you would think, playing in the halves. Well, he's fielded quite obviously plenty of times in the past. Here's Marnie, kicking from dummy half. One tackle early, finds Kinney, who will bring it back. Tries to get away from Marnie and is able to do that. Popping balls there with the help of Moran. And they stop him just outside the Titans 20.
You've got to be aware that he's going to put those sort of kicks in. You can see, have a look how far back the outside chasers were that time. Marnie, he was kicking for field position, I guess. But the chasers a little bit slow to get onto it.
So Brian Kelly's gone to the left wing, it would appear, at the moment. He's reshuffled for the Titans. There's Kinney through the middle for the time being. And he'll play it 35 metres out. Now Foran is on this right-hand side. It's a kick up. Addo-Carr happy to watch Perham make the catch. Defends away from Famasua Mala'awi. And the Dogs again. Perham grabbing an ankle there. And he's probably getting back to play the ball. Knock off the back of that catch. You see him there just limping his way back in behind the ruck. As Alamotti comes in field. Sexton from dummy half. Find Avarillo. 2 plays remaining in this set. Burt breaks a play early. They've done plenty of that already, the Bulldogs, in this first half. Going down to the last tackle. Kinney here again. Comes back to round it up. He always brings it back at speed. Oh, don't run at Viliami kick out too many times like that young man.
Just a little bit of late footwork got him out of trouble there. Kick out, zeroed in.
I think he saw him at the death and thought, abort, abort, abort. His defence system went to DEFCON 5 suddenly. Here's Leamy, looking past the markers, almost running behind Cleese Haas, so he surrenders in the tackle. Four. Back too far. Asuamala. Another offload from Tino, comes back to his brother Isaac, who links up here with Brimson. He runs to Perham, goes past him, steps away from the tackle of Burton. Brimson, what speed he possesses. It's a foot race this afternoon at O'Carr for the Bulldogs and Brimson for the Titans.
Yeah, we talk about how good he is in open field at O'Carr, but Brimson got great ability to break tackles. I think he's as dangerous playing in the centres as he is at fullback, but again, it's the offloading skills of Big Tino. Gets the football away. I just can't believe he's lucky. He's in open space. That's a beautiful pass. Had plenty to do too. Look at the footwork. Burton can't make the tackle. Got that great ability of busting out of tackles with speed. Here's the offload. There's a great look at it. Great camera work. Brimson, look at that anticipation. As soon as he explodes onto the ball, a little bit of footwork to beat the fullback. Burton can't make the tackle. Just on the stroke of half-time, the Titans are in.
It was all the Fa'asuamala-Awis. Tino with the offload. Isaac, draw and pass. He's played 6 or 7 seasons in the NRL. That was classy to AJ Brimson. He's always been blessed over 40 or 50 metres. He's blindingly quick. He was able to outpace the likes of Matt Burton, who's no slouch himself. Well, a big blow for the Titans to the Bulldogs right on the stroke of half-time with a kick from in front for Aaron Shop. Number 12 the difference with just over 60 seconds remaining. 18 points to 6. It's a firefight between the speedsters here this afternoon. A warm, sunny afternoon. Firm fast track. And they're lighting it up. The offload for Isaac, who came towards King, drew in Sexton, and then Brimson. What about that change of angle for Brimson on Burton to leave him on the ground point blank?
And doesn't even lose any pace too when he does that step off the left foot, away he went. That's a great try. After we saw the Dogs get back into the game there. Great time to score for the Gold Coast Titans.
Stay on! Stay on!
See if they try and come up with a trick shot here off the restart. A shift from inside their own territory. Almost forgot with the coaching of Justin Holbrook before he was relieved of duties after 13 games, and they were 6 wins and 7 losses. Des Hasler announced just before the bye round as the incoming coach pre-season heading into 2024. Here's Tino again, stepping through tackles, looking for an offload once more as well. Leamy, Brimson on the inside for Jolliffe. Throwing plenty at the Bulldogs here. Ball out the back, cleaned up, knocked on, in fact, by David Fifita.
Scrum on the 20.
Well, the good thing is they didn't try to play out till half-time. They're just trying to score again here, the Titans.
Don't change positions.
Some brilliant offloading here in the first half.
Right, you're still
They
on the
lead
clock,
that
Titans.
8-4. And the ball will be from Big Tino.
Heads down.
The Bulldogs will get one crack here. They showed earlier with a kick from Burton that play has a chance for Adokar. This time through the hands. Perham across to Alamotti. He runs towards tackle there of Foran. Also Jacob Alec, who's been forced to come out here and play at right centre. Burton with a 45-metre field goal attempt. It never really got off the ground. Here's Kinney under pressure from Blake Wilson. Beats him, standing, looking for an offload. And that'll do us for action after 40 minutes here at Cbus Super Stadium. At halftime, 3 tries to the Titans, and they lead the Bulldogs 18 points to 6. It's still half-time here on Game 1 of the Sunday ticket. We're at Cbus Super Stadium. The Bulldogs taking on the Gold Coast Titans as they come back out from the dressing rooms at the break. It's the Titans who lead the Bulldogs 18 points to 6. A try for AJ Brimson right before half-time opened up that gap once again after the Gold Coast jumped out to a 12-0 lead. Reid Marnie and the Dogs' attack wasn't really firing inside the 20. No, I guess, surprise there. They've licked some points again, as they've done plenty of in recent times. They've conceded 390 points, in fact, in their last 10 games. And Matt Burton, Marnie and Sexton have some work to do to try and create something for the Bulldogs in this second 40. As the Gold Coast Titans come back onto the field here, good to see that Tom Weaver is back. After undergoing an HIA, he caught both boots of Josh Addo-Carr, who ran away to score a try. Weaver trying to drag him down from behind in the first half. Unluckily got both boots right in the face. He's got a nasty gash on the inside there of the nose and also the cheekbone. Watch this again. Left boot and right boot in the one motion. That is so unlucky for the 20-year-old halfback. Boy, showing some ticker, having passed his HIA, to be back on deck for this second half.
Well,
Warren Smith along with Stephen Blocker, Roach and Corey Parker, and boy, that's tough, Blocker.
Yeah, I'm liking it. He wants to be part of it. We saw in the sheds there just before the kick-off of the second half. Kieran Foran went up to him, gave him a pat on the back and said, "Are you right, mate?" He said, "I'm ready to go." Love it.
Thumbs up from the 33-year-old halves partner, and Kieran Foran as kick out here. Brings it up to play a 10 short of the halfway line. Marnie is there. Bypass King to find Ockenbaugh. Sexton showing it. Comes towards Foran, but not really offering a lot there on that run. Wasn't selling any dummies. The number 6 of the Titans on that occasion. Ockenbaugh across the halfway line as Burton here goes with the conventional end-over-end kick out towards Brimson, flying high over the top of Josh Addo-Carr and having himself quite a day. In fact, wasn't AJ Brimson, it was Aaron Chop out there.
Yeah, good to see him attacking the ball like that. Aaron Chop takes the ball to start. That's a great play too to start the second half from the Titans. Put under all sorts of pressure with that high kick there from Burton. Off and running too now, the Titans. Some early yardage through the middle.
Leeming going for a scurry, and yes, Cruz, you've got the team 6 more tackles, and we appeal for something from the referee. It's Keanu Kinney. He's been darting across the field, important from his own 20 on kick returns. He's been courageous as well. Been impressive in the fullback role. Plant there. Comes to Weaver. Here's Foran showing it. Almost got back on the inside there of Sexton. Got some help from Corey Waddell. And the Titans with tackles up their sleeve from close range. Good stop made there by Curtis Morin. The feet are playing it. Now Foran. Suamala Awi. Tremendous offload to send his brother and then Brimson away to score. He might score himself here. He just keeps working his way in towards the in-goal area and made it. He'll go back to the 10 to play it, but that was getting alarming in a hurry there for the Bulldogs defenders.
It just keeps the legs going, doesn't it? There's 3 tacklers involved in that tackle on Big Tino. Always got himself involved. Last tackle now.
Show one way, it comes back to Weaver, who grubbers. Here's Perham. He doesn't have to play at it. It'll be a 20-metre restart with 7 tackles for the Bulldogs. That is a nasty injury for Tom Weaver as we go down for a half-time report to Corey Park.
Yeah, you've already made mention, obviously, Tom Weaver got some extensive work at half-time. I spoke to him in the tunnel before he went back into the sheds, and he was keen to go back on. He's shown great character to be out there for his side. I did mention to him, I said, mate, you can hardly even notice it, so you'll be right. But as for the half-time, Jim Lenihan, he was pretty happy with his side. He really wanted him just to continue playing football and really enjoy the afternoon. As for Cam Serraldo and also the Bulldogs, he wanted them to tighten the middle up. He thought they'd come right through the front door and really fix their end of sets.
There are mirrors inside the Gold Coast dressing room. I'm sure at some stage Tom had a look and went, oh boy, my best days are perhaps behind me as far as my modelling career is concerned. Keano Kenny wrapped up here, and the Dogs force a goal line dropout and a real chance to try and close this gap.
Yeah, nicely placed kick there by Burton, and he followed his kick through to make the tackle, forced the line dropout. Kenny just trying to get back in the field to play, a little bit of footwork, but the troops arrive. He made the initial contact there, Burton.
Well, goes short through Cruz. Leeming does the kicking, and then Wilson puts a hand out and knocks the ball on, and the Titans end up with it. It's a mini disaster for Canterbury, isn't it? They finally get a chance to put some real pressure in the second half on the Titans line, and now Cleese Haas stepping through defenders, dragged down there by Alamotti.
He might have been tackled over the top a little bit high here.
We'll give the bunker a chance to take a look at the replay.
Big Tino not happy too.
Again, he was able to burst through the tackle of Burton. Alamotti came from behind and might have cuffed him maybe around the jaw or the chin. Oh, just there.
Got him nice and high. It's going to be a good get out set now. It'll be a penalty. He's put on report here, Alamotti.
Wow, and rightly so. For the match review committee to look at tomorrow morning. It'll be the final game, of course, for both these teams in 2023 here today. Not require the full HIA potentially back in the sheds. Thumbs up for the moment after the standing 8 count. We'll see if Cleese Haas is able to continue on. Independent doctor could have a bit of a say about that, of course.
I don't think it'll be too long before they get him off by the look of that.
And here's the Titans, who have it here on their own side of halfway, playing through Jolliffe. As Leeming comes across to Isaac Asuamila Awi. There's the beginner's rat tail, not the full flowing locks his brother possesses. And now here is the stoppage. And surprisingly, Cleese Haas has to go on the advice of the independent doctor for the full HIA. Said it a number of times before, Blocker, but I think the old standing 8 count on field should be a thing of the past. If you need to be checked on field, then it's obvious you need to be checked off field.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before he was off. Shows a little bit of amusement being taken off there, like he doesn't want to go off, saying to the trainer, I'm all right. But anyway, got to protect the players at all time now.
Back underway. Asuamila Awi, Tino that is. And the Titans have it at the 40. Alec playing it there. Now Weaver comes into the line, gives it to Foran, who gets away from Sexton, got away from Waddell. Ockenball working hard from the middle, chops him down. Leeming comes back to Keano Kenny, taking on Max King there, also Curtis Moran. From midfield, now Brimson back on the inside. Isaac for Asuamila Awi just loses it there in the contact.
He kicks and then knock on from Reid. You want a challenge? Time off. Okay. 5 coming in 6. Jerry, we have a captain's challenge from Bulldogs on the decision of knock on from Bulldogs. Yeah, so I had Titans
as though watching it
knocking on.
from our angle that it was simply knocked on here by Isaac Asuamila Awi.
Just looking to
tried to kick it in motion.
Or a drop ball by the Gold Coast initially.
Is he an air swing there?
I think he may well have done. Didn't see any contact here with the right boot. As it goes to ground, I think it's
The Gold Coast player drops the ball with the intention to kick. It then comes off the foot. He's allowed to drop kick the ball.
It is a half volley, so exactly right.
And Marnie knocks on, does he?
The ball strikes the leg of the Bulldogs.
Well, if he misses it with the right foot and then he toes it forward with the left foot, that wouldn't have counted.
We just need to see if the ball hits the left hand of Reid Marnie.
Which it did appear to do after it maybe made contact with his thigh.
The ball strikes Reid Marnie's left hand there and is knocked on. The challenge is unsuccessful.
If you drop it with the intention to kick and you kick it as immediately it hits the ground, it's allowed because it's counted as a drop kick, right? Yeah, so it'll be a scrum to you guys. Was challenge unsuccessful because they've kicked the ball and you've knocked on. Yeah, if you drop it with the intention to kick, you're allowed to do that. Mate, but that's what the rule is, yeah?
He's a front rower, he's not going to kick.
It's been that kind of week for the Bulldogs, hasn't it?
All right. All right.
It's a dangerous place to have a scrum too. Haven't been able to hang on in the first half when these sort of situations have arisen. See if they can hang on here, the Dogs.
Are you going to need a half? Okay, heads down, head in, Hayes.
Rafiana Khan Pereira wide on
head
the
in,
left-hand side, waiting for a chance. Hasn't really had an opportunity today, and so they go to the right-hand side. The old Ben Barber Sharks trick play off the scrum, which they used to great effect to beat the Melbourne Storm in the grand final in 2016. There is Isaac once again. No drop kicks, half volleys, grubbers this time around. Leaming comes back to Weaver. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, good tackle there by Toby Sexton. Chops down his old teammate as Leaming comes back towards the middle. Weaver hands it off to Jolliffe. Here, 4 tackles gone, just outside the 10. Left-hand side they go, forward. Short ball there, they were sweating on him. Sexton was there. The pass came from Kelly, but it was straight up a chimney and ends up in the hands of Corey Waddell.
Gee, that was an ordinary pass there from Kelly. I don't know what he was trying to do there, flip the ball out the back. There's an opportunity gone begging early in the second half.
Oh, now an awful pass from dummy half by Toby Sexton. It's going to be a knock on.
Forward.
Well, he needs some grippo or something, because that one just came free pretty easily. A pass from dummy half.
It looked like it went backwards to me.
So the Titans once again a chance at a do-over here.
Head
Watch it
down.
once again. There it is. Shoveling
Come off his leg, I think.
I think he's spotted it, as you say, with his own thigh there. And in the opinion of the sideline official, they said it came out forward. So Weaver with the scrum feed. And here's Kenny. Beat Matt Burton there, who did well to hang with him. Slow play the ball. 6 more tackles. Almost a given in the modern game on a scrum. Right here through Isaac Fa'asuamaleaui. Leaming bypasses Tino. Weaver for Foran. Back on the inside for Fafita. Good effort there around the bootlaces by Reid Marnie. Leaming. Juggle from dummy half. Didn't lose it again. Tino's there. Can't get the legs going this time after making the in goal not that long ago. Midway through the sets, it's Foran at the line. Gives it to Kelly, trying to bump off Sexton, who does well to hang with him. Out near the corner. Here's Leaming, rubbering in behind, straight to Corey Waddell. He was looking for Lofi Khan Pereira with his blinding speed. The kick picked out the back rower.
Well done there by Toby Sexton. He had to come up with a couple of telling tackles there. One-on-one, putting his body on the line there. One was on kick out. Got himself involved in a couple more when they got the repeat set. I'm talking about both halfbacks being courageous this afternoon.
So high contact there. Kieran Foran hanging out an arm. Pereira also high up on the chest. And there's the Dogs who Try and work it away here from their own 30. See if they can get through to a kick here to put some pressure on the Titans at the end of this set. No change as yet in the second half to our halftime scoreline, still 18-6. Titans well on top. Final home game 2023 for their 9th win of the season as Burton, next to his outside, takes it inside the Titans 40. 3 plays remaining. Marnie looking for an option. They're fairly flat on both sides of the field. It had to be said there. Moran just takes a carry forward off the back of that. Now Marnie, surely it's a chance for the backs to do something here. Sexton finds a charging kick out. Stopping a good tackle there. Jacob Alec taken the ground. It comes back to Sexton. He goes wide. A kick out towards Wilson and also Avarillo. Wilson makes the grab. The Titans happy to round him up. The ball comes out the back. Curtis Moran grabs it. He'll run away and score for the Bulldogs in unconventional fashion.
Gee, you've got to ask the question, how long before you hang onto the ball before you held? But anyway, the ball spews out the back from Wilson. Moran just picks up the scraps. Couldn't believe his luck, just goes up that short side. And this is a crossfield kick here. The first grab from Wilson. Let's count how long it takes for him to be, whether you held. Geez, just spews the ball out the back. Seemed like an age. And the Bulldogs are the first to score of the second half.
They grabbed a try back in round 16 against the Sharks. Scores one here, which could bring them back within 6. Wilson did well, didn't have a clean grab on the ball initially. He was able to, under the pressure there of Foran and company, dump it out the back. Curtis Moran wins the race to the corner. They found a way, after having had plenty of chances, by far the better of the chances inside the red zone, by comparison with the Titans in this game, and they've got their second try.
It's well done there to the Bulldogs. They're under all sorts of pressure on their goal line. I mentioned Toby Sexton coming up with a couple of big tackles there for his team. They march upfield and are good enough to score. This is game on if you can convert this one, Burton.
Okay, only just now has the try been confirmed. Didn't think there was any further cause for more review from the bunk, but they were checking things beyond the replays that we saw. Pretty clean cut. I'm just checking that initial catch by Wilson once again. Now Burton bending it back. Oh, it's a good kick. Plenty of distance on that one. And it's 6 points the difference. A smile from Matt Burton. That's a rare sight in 2023. Curtis Moran, the try scorer. Of course, the finals, they are just around the corner. One match remaining in the regular season beyond this one today. You can grab your tickets for the finals and indeed the grand finals, the NRL and NRLW grand finals. 1st of October. It's always a massive Sunday on the sporting calendar. You can go to nrl.com/tickets. Grab your spot. They will miss Jake Avarillo, local junior, moving on to the Gold Coast Dolphins to link with Wayne Bennett and the boys at Redcliffe. In 2024, he'll take his speed there along with the likes of Herbie Farnworth. And some real punch to the outside backs. Oh no! Put down here by the man who just scored the try. Talk about from chocolates to boiled lollies.
I would have thought that ball was going to, not for him, it was going to go out the back. Oh no, there's the drop there. Little feel for the young fella. Got to concentrate, turn straight back on. Puts himself in the picture anyway, makes a mistake. We'll try and make up for it now. Talk about gifting field position here for the Titans.
Off the back of the scrum win. Leamy links up with Brimson. Watch him go. Spinning, darting. Comes back to Keanu Kinney. Here's Kelly. Wilson had to shut it down there. Otherwise, Khan Pereira was going to stroll in. Good defence by the Bulldogs winger. Inside the 10 with a full set to work with. Fafita here, stopped by Moran around the legs, keen to make up for his mistake. Leeming. Comes back to Foran. Here's Weaver out the back. Kenny just loses the grip there. They're still at the 10, midway through this set. Grimson comes back to Weaver. Now Isaac Suamala-Awi. On there again around the legs, throwing himself into this defensive set. Leeming holds it up. Weaver. Foran showing. Foran! Kieran Foran! He has a hat-trick. Look at the celebrations here. What a moment for the great 5'8". After everything he's done in the NRL, he finally has a hat-trick.
And why wouldn't you back yourself the way that he's been here this afternoon for the Titans? A hat-trick for Kieran Foran. 2 in the first half. Still a long way to go. Throws a dummy on the outside. They've peppered this side. It's their preferred side here, the left-hand side. Look at Toby Sexton. I mentioned how good his defence had been. If you have a look at that shot, he just turns out. Foran knows straight away what to do. Look at that. They're all going for Fafita. You know how difficult it is to tackle one-on-one. Foran takes advantage of it. In for a hat-trick.
Look how pumped he was, Tom Weaver, flying through the air in game number 282 for Kieran Foran here on this sunny Sunday afternoon at the back end of a tough season for the locals. He has the first hat-trick of his career at 33 years of age. It was worth the wait, Blocker.
It certainly was. He's been a great competitor, hasn't he, Foran? Makes a huge difference to this Titan side, especially on that left-hand side with the attack. He's really unleashed Fafita a fair few times this season. Does it all himself there.
Aaron shot to push it back out to 12 difference once again. He does exactly that. Well, it has been a tough season for the Titans. They're on track for win number 9 out of 24 games, Corey Parker. But the old stage of Kieran Foran, he has 3.
Yeah, he's got 3, and the first one was terrific. Just hit the afterburners and went straight through the teeth of the Bulldogs. This one here, again, just showing and going. And as you mentioned, 33 years of age, yet to score a hat-trick in his career. Once again, David Fafita just attracting some defenders, and he just shows and goes through the line. He may dare to dream to get 4 with 25 minutes remaining for the Gold Coast Titans.
Well, we might have a Manly Seagulls situation here where players are making breaks, get themselves into the end goal, and feeding Kieran Foran, who's pushing up for try number 4 or 5. Who knows?
Oh, how good would that be? Love to see it. Just as the Bulldogs got themselves back into the game, the Titans are good enough to score again through Foran.
Still there, back in a more familiar role, barking instructions. Oh, now Mo Fodawaker has put it down. So Curtis Moran is made to pay for his mistake at the other end. We'll see if the Bulldogs can make Mo Fodawaker pay for his mistake. Cleese Haas has passed his HIA. He's back with interchange card in hand, about to resume action.
We'll be desperate to get back out there and join the party.
A couple of minutes to wait by my calculations. Went off in the 44th minute. We'll see how long it is before he's back out there, but he's keen to go. Bulldogs win the scrum. Alamotti comes here. Hayes Perham is hemmed in there by a ring of Titans defenders. Oh, whistle. Walking off the mark, has to go back and play it on the spot. Zockenball takes a settler towards the uprights. Breaks the tackle there, Cruz Leeming. Now play it quickly as comes Damani, Sexton, Burton. Good tackle there, 5'8" on 5'8" by the man of the moment, Kieran Foran. Sexton is king. Charges at them. Oh, Jamin Jolliffe left on the ground here, and rightly so. Casey Badger blowing the whistle and stopping play, given the nature of Jolliffe and how he hit the deck there.
A bit of friendly fire there. Collected heads with his teammate.
Ooh. Just Isaac Suamala-Awi it was, who was coming around the other side of the tackle. Forehead on forehead, and that's quite an obvious one that Jamin Jolliffe was always coming from the field, and wait and see. That might be deemed a category 1 pretty quickly, given the way he went to the turf.
You wonder sometimes whether that's going to be a double whammy.
Seen it before. Can happen, of course, with a clash of heads like that defensively. So unlucky there for Jamin Jolliffe. And a pec muscle injury earlier in the season. So Joe Vuna is very quickly out there now. Takes up a role in the middle of the defensive line. The Bulldogs through Marnie, come to Burton. Alamotti, did it go backwards? Yes, is the call. Now on the advice of the sideline official, it's been ruled a knock on.
We've got a knock on here. Knock on Bulldogs. Hand over 10 metres out.
Their hands have been an issue.
You just can't seem to mount any pressure, can they? The Dogs, when you have a look at the amount of time they've spent in the 20 attacking, plenty of times in the first half they couldn't come away with points, and then the errors. Well, there it is. 28-19. They've had ample opportunity. They're trailing by 12 at the moment.
So Haas back into action now. We're back to play it there at the Gold Coast Titans 10. Joe Vuna with a carry. He was frothing for action. The field, Jolliffe was taken off for the head injury assessment. Kinney here, outside the 20 as for the wake up. Made the mistake to put them under pressure, but they're able to defend that error. Have it here just outside their own 30. Leeming looks across to Kieran Foran. Plays the fiddle with the ball out the back. Foran finds Khan Pereira, put a kick in, and it works out well. Oh, until Leeming puts it down. There was a real chance there, and now off the back of that mistake, there will be no advantage to the Bulldogs, and so it will stay with them.
He's been pretty good, Leeming, hasn't he? Gets the ball, tries to get it in one motion and get the offload. A little bit of a fumble, knocks the football on. The Bulldogs will get the ball back. No advantage to them. They might really open the shoulders up here. The last 21. The Titans tick that scoreboard over.
Tino on the bike for the moment. I'm sure we'll see him again before the end of the season, and then with the Titans, that is, and then we'll see him no doubt in the Pacific Test matches coming up through October and then into early November.
First pick for Australia, you reckon?
Would have thought.
Pretty close.
He's an absolute automatic. As Alamotti here pops it out the back. Perham will bring it across the halfway line. Links up nicely with Waddell. Willow just missed the kick there. Waddell will hang on to the ball back in Gold Coast territory. Luke Thompson. First stretch back on the bench. On the side of the break, and now he plays it for Marnie. Comes to Sexton. Burton is there. Bypasses one to go to kick. Addo-Carr looking for a double. Steps back on the inside of Kenny and gets it down just inside the dead ball line. The Bulldogs aren't quite done with yet.
Well, so good to watch when he backs himself here, Addo-Carr. There's no way he was going to turn the ball back on the inside there. Exploded onto the football. Good set piece here, right at the line. They did it for numbers. Got him backpedaling. Kick out with a beautiful pass. Addo-Carr backs himself with the footwork. Shop can't make the tackle. Addo-Carr in for number 2.
Combination there between Sexton, then Burton, and kick out was the option out the back. Was able to draw the attention of the defence. Shop backpedaling, trying to mark 2 men. In the end, it was a simple run to the line and a step to beat the fullback Keanu Kinney. All cleared with the put down here by the Fox. Shop trying to get back there, and he had to get the brakes on pretty quickly for fear of putting a boot on the line before he planted the ball down. but it was all okay. So 19 remaining. Matt Burden. With an arrow straight kick. We've got a game here at Seabus Super Stadium. Just a converted try, the difference.
As you mentioned, converted try, how good is it to see the Fox in action? He was got blinding speed on that left-hand side. He was able to come up for a double. And as that was going on, Tino has made his way back onto the field. And also, Jamin Jolliffe has a Category 1 HIA, and he will not return.
Well, no surprise, Corey, thank you for that information. He went to ground after the head collision. All the indicators they would need for a Category 1 assessment for Jamin Jolliffe. 2 tries today for the Fox, finishing off with a brace. We'll see if he's got more in mind with plenty of time still here for the Bulldogs. It'd be ironic given these two teams, out of finals contention for some time, ended up giving us a golden point kick-off to the Sunday ticket. I'm not ruling it out, Blocker.
Geez, you're cruel.
Here's Luke Thompson. Hands here. Sexton did well. Avarillo keeps it going. Wilson puts on the left indicator and heads away from the sideline. Still standing there in the tackle. Eventually dragged to ground. And then wants to go on with things with Khan Pereira. Gave him a bit of a shove for his trouble. But in doing so, earned his team 6 more tackles.
Yeah, and up over the halfway line now. Will they chance their hand, the Dogs? Got nothing to lose.
It's Waddell. It's it inside the 40. It would be quite something for the Bulldogs to come here to the Gold Coast after the week they've had. Come away with a win today. Fafita looked high on Sexton. It was shoulders only, says the referees. Max King. There's always a tackle of Joe Vuna. Gets an offload away. Here's Curtis Moran. Tries to fend away from Leeming. He's 10 metres out. Still with 2 up their sleeve. Burden off the left foot. Sees some space. Runs towards Kinney and scores! Matt Burden goes in. And here come the Bulldogs.
Well, that's exactly what he can do, Matt Burden. Sometimes might be a little bit tough on him not running the ball enough, but the only reason we say it is because this is exactly what he can do. Comes off the left foot. He's that big and strong. There was plenty of defenders around him, but backs himself. They come off the line hard, off the left foot. There's 3 in the tackle there. Burton got it down easily. The Bulldogs put themselves right back in. They could level the scores. Pretty easy conversion here. Hope I don't put the mock on, but Burton, that's what we like to see.
Good to see you tempting fate with a commentator's curse. Oh boy, given what we just saw, we may not get to a kick because did the ball just come free as Matt Burden was about to put it down here? Watch again. And he loses the ball and it touches a Gold Coast title.
He's lost it. Oh my goodness.
We'll have a look at Casey Badger, who says yes. Time off for the moment, and the cheers go up from the Titans fans.
And if they get beat, they'll be looking back at this game, what could have been. To finish the season with a win. Look at the strength there. Oh, he's
Matt
lost
Burton
it.
loses possession at this point, and the ball touches the hand of the Gold Coast defender. We have a decision.
Their 20-metre restart. We'll just let them get set, Tino. We'll just
As close as that.
Set, and then I'll call time.
So potentially looking us up at 24 apiece, but concerning signs for Jim Lenihan, the Gold Coast Titans interim coach, and the players.
Wait for the tap.
They've cracked a couple of times there. They get away with one, with Burton losing the grip and the put down in the in goal. The Dogs have found something here. 17 minutes remaining in their season. Asking plenty of questions. Right at the deck. Khan Pereira. Play it there. 10 on his own side of the halfway for Fafita. It's away from the diving Reed Marnie. And well contained on this left-hand side for the most part. The barnstorming back rower today. No Kinney here. Back in Dogs territory. Leeming waits at dummy half. Tino. Comes towards Moran, Marnie. Two of the smaller forwards in the defensive line. Good meters off the back of it. And now Weaver for Brimson. And the blue and white jumpers there in front of him, so they come back towards the middle. King doing some dancing. Stopped by King and kick out. One more play here. Weaver puts it in the air. Plenty of hang time for Cleese Haas. Oh, yeah, they don't really make a contest of it at all. That was a rather meek ending for the Gold Coast. It was certainly at least one of the players entitled to try and leap there and make a play out that ball. Oh boy, Paul Adamotti started the season in good form. Out there on the left-hand side, still just 19 years of age, but has fallen out of favour through the course of 2023. And has been given the all-clear to look around for a gig beyond Belmore HQ, and he's made a mistake here, which gives the Titans another chance. Weaver for 4 and looking for number 4. Here's Kinney, taken down there by Avarillo. Speed on speed, although Avarillo has hurt himself and clutches at a knee. Falls outside the sideline. It's 13 on 12 for the moment. Here's Fafita. Close range, he'll play it midway through this set. Foran comes back to Weaver, who gives it to Cleese Haas. A ball for Brimson, hands it off for Cruz Leeming. He grabs his second try as a Gold Coast Titan. And it opens up the lead to double figures once again.
Yeah, Alamotti, it is, tries to force the issue there for the Bulldogs. Gives them the set there. Leeming scores. It's a sad sight now for Avarillo on the sideline there, injured. Here's the offload. Talking about gifting the opposition field position. Leeming has played pretty good out of dummy half here this afternoon. Plenty of speed. And again, it's the speed here of Brimson, straight through the opening, great pass, good support play, back on the inside. And Leeming, after we saw the Bulldogs not score up the other end, the loss of the ball there, that would have got them right up to 24 all. Important time of the game. The Titans score again, 28-18, kick to come.
And as we said, his time on the Gold Coast is coming to an end at full time here today as far as playing is concerned. Headed back to the Wigan Warriors to play in the Super League. He signed a 4-year deal, and I'm sure he'll be a much improved player. He'll come back with a lot of experience to the Super League with what he's taken from his time here on the Gold Coast, albeit under two different coaches. That's a sad sight. Jake Avarillo's season ending with a knee injury. We'll get more on that situation from Corey Parker before full time here. Aaron Schopp converts, and it's 12 the difference once again. On the Gold Coast, the Titans lead the Bulldogs 30 points to 18.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Avarillo just making his way past me on the sideline, and there's fears that it could be an ACL injury to Avarillo, so I'll bring you up to speed and exactly what happens there. But wonderful little offload here. 12 of those have come this afternoon for the Titans. They've been able to create some second phase, and that man there, he's been here for a short stint, Leeming, but as you mentioned, he signed a 4-year deal to go back home. He's done a job for the Titans. He's turned up this afternoon. He covers off with a try.
Real boost for Wigan. 2024 and onwards. Cruz Leeming as Kelly makes the catch. Gives it off to Mo Fodawaker. We'll try and bring more news, and that is not great news initially from Corey Parker there. The fear is an ACL injury for Jake Avarillo, who is going to the Dolphins in 2024, and that would be a real blow for the player himself and his new club. As Tiafa Suamala-Ali offloads there.
Yep.
There's Kinney in the dummy half. Flanagan is out there now, the replacement for Jake Avarillo. Not quite a like-for-like situation. We'll see what that means as far as the lineup. Oh, there was a chance there again. Alamotti had it. He can't catch anything for love nor money suddenly here.
And the good thing there was he put himself in a position, just couldn't handle the ball there. Kieran Foran digging deep into the line again. Oh. If he had tapped that one up, he would have been gone. Not going his way here this afternoon. he'll have any trouble a club picking him up if the Bulldogs let him go.
Well,
Fine prospect.
Cameron Serraldo was full of praise early on. He said there is just so much more football to come from Paul Alamotti. It was quite remarkable that within a matter of weeks, it seemed, the word was that he was free to look around. Of course, they do have Stephen Crichton coming to the Bulldogs, Blake Taff, Jamin Salmon, Bronson Sherry to slot in somewhere as well. Just nice to see the condition he is in and how quickly he does get a chance to play in the NRL after 4 years out of the games. Stimson has it here for the Titans, and they're just outside the Bulldogs 30. Glenn, here's it past Tino, goes to Weaver and then into Mo Fodawaker. Weaver again. Four out the back. Good hands here for Fafita. Khan Pereira. So much speed. He only got into second gear there. He grabs try number 20 in his rookie season in the NRL. He has been one of the real bright points for the Gold Coast in 2023.
Gee, we know what a tackle breaker Fafita is. This left-hand side, Foran, Fafita. The catch and pass before the line there. Pereira can't believe his luck here. 20 tries for the season. This is well set up. Fafita, draw and pass. And that should wrap it up for the Gold Coast here this afternoon. Poor old Wilson got caught in field there. They done him for numbers. I was saying he took the right option there for Fafita. Perfectly timed, just eats up that yardage. The offload, Pereira gets the try. 20 tries for the season. And that should wrap it up for the Titans.
Becomes the 5th player in his rookie season in the NRL era to score 20 tries or more. The others, for those of you keeping score at home, Suliasi Vunivalu, Micah Sivo, Alex Johnston back in 2014, and Israel Folau for the Melbourne Storm back in 2007. Some big names there.
Remember their back line, the Melbourne Storm then?
A pretty good back line and forward pack for a long time, haven't they? Here they are in the top 4 again, going into the finals. Huge clash in week 1 against the Broncos. Boy, what a build up that will be. Shop, he hooks it away to the left-hand side. It stays at 34 points to 18, and for a team leaking 39 points on average in their last 10 games, the Bulldogs right on par at the moment to be thereabouts by full time again. As Khan Pereira, he grabs number 20. No Titan has scored more tries in a single season than the speedster himself. He's an exciting prospect, isn't he? Still just 21 years of age. Tanner Boyd there. Arm in a sling after shoulder surgery. Jaden Campbell out with the knee injury. Not as severe as first feared when he went down a couple of weeks ago. That was the best part of that news as the Titans bump it backwards here off a short restart by the Bulldogs. Corey Waddell had thoughts of dragging Khan Pereira all the way back to the in goal before Dave Fafita said, that's enough of that. They have it here. Oh, pass after the call of held. Oh, Lehman thought he was away. Here we go. Watch me go. I'll show you how quick I am, but the whistle was blowing him back to the spot.
And it's been a highlight this afternoon here from the Titans, their ability to offload the football when there's 2 and 3 in the tackle. They've really put the Rockies' defence on the back foot. They haven't been able to retreat quick enough. It's been the damaging, all those passes, offloads.
There's Fafita, 10 short of the halfway line. Still just under 9 minutes remaining. Time for number 4 for Kieran Foran, who's had a day out. First hat-trick of his career. Kick here from Weaver is a deep one once again. But like as Paul Parker said earlier on, the character he's shown off the back of that injury. Perham runs towards Weaver, tracks him down and stops him. A kick in field. Adokar, a juggle, and he has a hat-trick.
What a try.
Terrific piece of work by Hayes Perham to split them. And then the kick, an awkward one in the end for Adokar to handle. but he kept his nerve and grabs number 3.
Yeah, I thought the bounce was a little bit high for him. He's Perrin straight through. A little bit of a goose step here. Back on the infield. The kick downfield, perfectly positioned there. Addo-Carr, I thought the bounce might have went over his head. Desperate to get that hat-trick. Look at this, at full tilt. The bounce very high. Great handling skills there from Addo-Carr. He goes in for number 3. The veterans scoring a hat-trick each.
Time back on. Tries confirmed.
Confirmation. Death there for Matt Burton, who will kick a goal to make it 34 points. 24 here, 7.5 remaining. Could be a wild finish, you never know. With 10 the difference and time on the clock for the Bulldogs to mount a late charge, Corey Park.
Yeah, I just got on, just had a conversation with the doctor of the Bulldogs, just bring up the speed on Avarillo. He was complaining that was a fair bit of pain in behind the knee, which is a good sign. So they're thinking maybe PCL instead of ACL, but obviously scans will determine what was going on there. But normally when you get an ACL injury, there's no pain at the back of the knee. So hopefully good signs for Avarillo.
Yeah, so that would be a good result, as we've seen many times over the course of many seasons. Players can play without an intact posterior cruciate ligament, so plenty of time though if they do decide to potentially have surgery there. But we'll get more news in the days ahead from the Bulldogs. So it's going to be a fairly subdued Mad Monday, and in fact we're going to do some work in the community. There won't be any dress-ups, no fancy dress, no costumes this time around. Blocker will be fairly laid back and doing some good work in the community to put 2023, I guess, behind them.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Go out and feed the homeless? Great initiative there from the Bulldogs.
Now Burton comes to Viliami, kick out, keep it alive. Flanagan grabbed there by Cleese Haas. Just outside the 20 on the last tackle. Burton puts it up. Plenty of hang time here. Wilson is there. Khan Pereira will... Why would a Bulldog not contest the bomb? Why would they in a containment mode there 5 minutes out on a cross kick? Were they all offside? They can't have been because they made the tackle, so they would have been inside the 10. So why were they in only a containment mode there, Brock?
Yeah, they should be attacking the ball. Obviously 6 minutes still to go on the clock. The way this game's going, I think the scoring is finished yet, so that's an opportunity got begging that time for the Bulldogs, not competing.
Bomb up inside the 20. Nobody jumps to make a catch of it in attack. Seems bizarre. Now Lynn comes back to Weaver. Tackled there by Flanagan. That was all okay. Cuddled him to the ground. And Hayes Perrin trying to light them up again. Links up with his accomplice, Josh Addo-Carr, who will play it here just inside the 30. 5.5 minutes left. Titans not quite home as yet. It's Perrin. There's one thing. They're all standing out here on this right-hand side. I don't know that anybody in blue and white thought there was a pass coming in their direction. In the end, it's Waddell who's wrapped up. There's Moran. Try scorer in this second half. We'll play it just short of the 40. Midway through the sets. Here's Burton putting in a kick, looking for a 40-20, goes over the head of Keano. Kearney didn't quite have the angle, certainly had all the length he needed. Kearney does well. Marnie's there, leading the charge downfield. And up the Titans fullback just inside his own 20.
Just going for that 40-20 there, Burton, trying to put the pressure on Kearney. To see him in broken field. He looks like he's got plenty of pace. Skilled himself across there to pick up that ball. He's been pretty good this afternoon at fullback.
Haven't there been some fullbacks getting a chance? And here he is again, the 19-year-old. Looks of Silva Longo, what he did the other night for the Melbourne Storm against the Brisbane Broncos on Thursday night up the road at Suncorp Stadium. An electric first game in his NRL career. And we've seen that now through 6 games from Keano Kinney. Such a good mover with the ball. Where does he factor in the future for the Titans? Still a teenager. He's got plenty of time on his side as Brimson comes down here and makes a tackle on Hayes Perham. Now Wilson. Work it away from inside their 20. They're about a set in defence away, the Titans, from confirming a victory here, you'd think. 9 wins and 15 losses for their final tally. That would put them on the same mark as the Dolphins in this South East Queensland battle between those teams outside the top 8. Sexton for Morris. Good tackle there by Suamala-Aui right to the end. On the front line, making tackles, taking carries. Alamotti here under pressure. Kelly did well, but then Alamotti comes back to midfield. Feigns a pass, gives it to Burton eventually. Liddell comes back to Kelly. He stopped on his own side of halfway. Last play here. Didn't really get anything going on that foray in the 5th play. Here is the big floater from Burton. It was an awful one to take there for shot. Perham bypasses Moran. Was a touch by a Titan. Play on. Here's Addo-Carr. He lost it. It was touched by Aaron Schott coming in. And what was an awful one to try and catch off the boot of Matt Burton.
Gee, that face of Weaver would be stinging. He's played the full second half here after cocking the boot of Addo-Carr in the first half. Been a courageous effort from the young fella.
That is nasty. Also be more concerned about facial injury beyond what you can see, the lacerations on the skin itself there. Hopefully there's nothing more sinister as far as a cheekbone or an eye injury as well. But it is nasty.
He would have won the respect of all his teammates too.
That he has. He's been very impressive at the back end here, playing 3 games, filling in for Tanner Boyd. And, well, they know what he can do in the future. See how he factors into their play, along with the likes of Keanu Kinney. They've got good backup in 2 important positions, don't they? There's kick out just outside the 10. Marnie. Inside 2 minutes remaining as Sexton looks inside for Burton. The pass has been called forward. Sexton doesn't believe it. It was an early call. He looked back on the inside, and then the second pump of the ball went back to Burton, but still didn't quite get it going backwards, said the touch judge.
Yeah, just been the story of the afternoon, hasn't it? They've been in the attacking zone plenty of times. Just the execution. No one's really taken control for the Bulldogs.
All right, heads down. Heads down. Head in. All right, clock off, feet in, break.
And the Titans win the scrum feed with 60 seconds remaining in their campaign for 2023. They begin pre-season in the first week of November. The coaching of the professor himself, Des Hasler. It'll be fascinating to see what style of play they come with and what they can produce on the Gold Coast next season.
Yeah, they'll certainly be super fit anyway. Desi will be coming up with a fair few new ideas. Great to see him back in the coaching circles. I reckon there'll be a lot of blokes really looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the Titans.
And the Bulldogs on the other side of the coin. Season can't end soon enough for them, given the week they've endured leading into round 27. As we said, despite conceding yet again more than 30 points here today. Here's Wilson on a loose ball. He runs away, and the final play of the season for Canterbury is Blake Wilson running away to score underneath the Black Dots.
He's been a bit of a find for him, for the Dogs, hasn't he? Wholehearted player, always trying to get himself involved in the game, sprints away to score the last try. It was one of those games, always going to end like that. You score, I score. Big Tino with the loose pass, come off the shoulder of Kelly. Wilson right on the spot to sprint away.
Well, the advanced billing probably told you this was going to be a high-scoring affair, and both teams the kick to come here right in front for the Bulldogs. You'd imagine it'll finish up at 34 points to 30. We got pretty close at the death here with Addo-Carr scoring a hat-trick. Blake Wilson grabbing one here at full time as Matt Burton converts. And the Titans have won for the 9th time in their final appearance for 2023. The Bulldogs, their final record this season, 7 wins and 17 losses. It's a big off-season coming up for both clubs. At full time at Cbus Super Stadium, the Titans have taken down the Bulldogs 34 points to 30.